30 minutes of exposing truth and peddling lies featuring some of the country's most available talent. Scientists have found that 41% of us lie in the course of an average day, and apparently 59% of us lie about whether or not we lie in the course of an average day, and that liars tend to speak in a dull, flat monotone, which means we can safely rule out anything Stephen Hawking ever says. We should never forget that in the Bible it says, "Thou shalt not lie." Then again, it also says a talking snake told a woman not to eat an apple, so perhaps we shouldn't pay too much attention to it. We start then tonight, not unreasonably, with round one, entitled Home Truths. Our panellists read out a statement about themselves, but have no idea until they turn the card over whether it's a startling truth or a complete lie that one of our researchers made up this afternoon to while away the tedium. Either way, they're stuck with it, and it's the opposing team's task to then determine whether or not they're being sold a proverbial pup. So it's TV's Neil Morrissey who is first up with his home truth. Neil?
I recently had an extension built by a builder called Bob.
Well, it's amusing, but is it true?
Well, I mean, as these things go, it would be quite a small coincidence. Bob is quite a normal name, isn't it?
Yeah.
I find that just eminently plausible.
It was...
And in fact, probably a very short little chuckle you and he had about it on day one. So, do you know, actually,
Well,
I'm actually a builder called Bob. Right, OK, I do the voice of Bob the Builder.
Yeah, but when
Right, short laugh, let us never speak of this.
At any point did you say, "Can you fix it?" And he said, "Yes, I can." In about 6 months.
Well, he thought it'd be funny to turn up, you know, dressed as Bob, and his mates were guffawing a lot. And, of course, it was 7 a.m. when 4 hairy-arsed builders wandered in. One, dressed in a red and yellow check shirt in dungarees with a yellow hat on, saying, "Hello, I'm Bob the Builder." How we laughed.
Yeah.
Do you think he does this all the time and it just happened to be Neil Morrissey's house this time?
He's probably one of those people who went...
At last! It worked! I told you, you pair of knobheads, this is funny!
So, what are you thinking? What's your verdict?
Well, I think Neil's doing quite well for himself, so it's quite plausible he has recently paid for an extension.
I also can believe that.
I've seen it.
It would be a small lie to come on and say, "I'm having some building work done." Never.
So is it all stacking up, or are you thinking it's not really very likely?
So I'm thinking it's
plausible,
possible. I'm thinking it's possible.
I think too.
Yeah,
I think so
I think
too.
we think it's true.
Yeah.
All right, that's almost unanimous. Right, Neil, reveal all, if you would.
It's a big fat lie!
It's a lie.
To be true.
I wish it was true myself. I've only just read it.
Neil has not recently had an extension built by a builder called Bob. In fact, there are no builders called Bob in Britain, as it's not a Polish name. And so, to Jason, for your home truth.
OK. I have beaten Gary Barlow at Crazy Golf.
We were all hoping that would end with over the head.
Lee, what do you think?
When was this?
This was 12 years ago.
And how come you were both on a crazy golf course together?
I was up in Blackpool, and there was just a massive Crazy Golf just on the promenade, and I was having a game of golf, and he was there with his family.
So
and
at the peak of his fame,
Yeah.
he was playing crazy golf with his family.
His family, yeah. Well, he's
in
a family
Blackpool.
man,
And
he's-
no one else had noticed him at this point.
It was. This is Blackpool. There's a lot of famous people. Yeah.
Who won?
Can't remember.
Actually, that's a good bit of truth.
Did he not say he beat Gary Barlow? Because you said over the head.
My teammate here's made a very good point here.
What?
You did say I beat Gary Barlow, because I did that bad joke about beating him over the head.
You did.
And now...
You can't remember.
So basically what's happened is, Jason, 12 years after the event,
Yeah.
you've remembered you beat him,
Yeah.
and 2 minutes after you've said it, you've forgotten it. Isn't the memory a funny thing, the way it works?
I think he's lying. Well,
You're nicked! So, Lee, I wonder which way you're going to jump on this one.
Hey, you've been ashed.
Well spotted.
I think we've got to say that's a lie, haven't we?
yeah.
They're saying
we say that's
it's
a
a
lie.
lie, Jason.
It's actually a lie.
Yeah, it is complete rubbish. Jason has not beaten Gary Barlow at miniature golf. Lee is next.
I was Red Rum's stable boy.
How old were you?
I was probably 16.
Did he ride him?
Pardon? Yes, I did actually ride him. Yes, did ride him.
When did
Not in the Grand National, obviously.
Right.
You rode Red Rum sort of just around the farm to give him a bit of exercise.
It's
in
not
his
a
goatee.
cow. It was a horse. Racehorses don't live on farms. They live in stables, horse racing yards. They're very professional outfits.
I'm afraid,
they don't go.
to me-
Grand National winner, but I haven't got time to clean him. Let's do chicken.
Look, horses are animals. They live in places with other animals in the country. To me, that's a farm. You want to call it a stable? I'm not interested.
There's
You're
no
wasting
other
your
animals
breath.
in a stable.
Oh, it was right in the middle of town, was it?
Well, as it happens, yes,
Block
you-
of stables.
It's exactly where
What
he was.
floor did Red Rum live on?
Red Rum-
What, you gave him a bit canter down the staircase.
See, you see, listen, smart ass, listen. What's it in? Listen. Red Rum famously actually was trained on the beach, and that's where he was trained.
So did you want to be a jockey then?
Yeah, a jockey. Eventually, I wanted to be a jockey, but I wanted to
Did you
start.
try?
Did I try?
Yeah.
What, are you the YTS careers officer? I did my best. I mean, I got up at 6 and shoveled shit. How hard do you want me to try? I'm sat on the horse risking my life, yeah. I want to make a jockey. Well, you just haven't tried.
You're quite tall for a
Yes,
jockey.
I was gonna say.
I am, yes, very
Potential
tall for a jockey. That's right. Now, you know the answer to the question, why didn't you become a jockey?
Are they really careful, though, about who they let on their absolute prize horses just in case they get a bad technique?
Well, as it happens, it's a good question, that, because you'd think they would be, wouldn't you? But my job was stable boy, and all the others went out and rode the horses, whereas I was left to muck out, hence the word stable boy. And I thought, I'll have a quick go on that. So I jumped on his back, rode the finish to the Grand National, did the commentary as the horse ate his hay, and the boss's son caught me as I was going, and it's hats off and a tremendous reception.
What happened when the boss's son caught you?
I was disciplined in a way that only a stable boy of 16 can be.
You don't think it's true?
I don't think it's true.
You don't think it's true either?
I just don't think it is.
We think it's a
Saying
lie.
It's a lie. OK, let's see how correct you were.
It is, in fact, the truth.
God's honest truth. Yeah. It's true, Lee was Red Rum's stable boy. Red Rum was put out to stud after his career ended. He sired several moderately successful horses and Amy Winehouse. The next round is called Ring of Truth, and it's an idea so simple that even the panellists virtually understand it. Our teams are given a solid gold celebrity fact and must basically decide whether it's bona fide or pure baloney. So true or otherwise, Gwyneth Paltrow said, "I would rather die than let my kid eat cuppa soup."
See, that is an amazingly weird thing to say, isn't it? Although not as weird, of course, as if there had been a big pause between the word eat and cup. That would have been even better, because then it would have been, I would rather die than let my kid eat cup of soup. That would be a really weird thing to say,
That would be
wouldn't it?
strange, wouldn't it? Fortunately, she didn't say that.
She didn't?
No.
How would cuppa soup find its way into the realms of Gwyneth Paltrow's life?
She was on a film set.
So she was obviously given it whilst filming on an English film.
She actually said, "Who eats this stuff?"
And what was the reply? That lots of the British public do, yank.
Nobody eats it anyway. Surely people drink it.
Yes, I was going to say, was she told that it's usually diluted in water? Otherwise, you would kind of go, this is surely... What is this, future food? I'll give it a go.
What's her husband's name again? That famous
Chris
bloke?
Martin, yes.
Yeah, he's in a band. Does he like cuppa soup? Do we know anything about
Of course,
him?
everyone knows Chris Martin likes a cup of soup. Are you mad? Well, he has all the flavours written on the back of his hand.
Didn't Chris Martin say a while back, on the back of one of his album sleeves, it said, for every album that we make, we're going to plant a tree sort of all the paper that we've wasted making this CD. And I just thought to myself, can't you just cut out the middleman? Just stop making CDs.
Does he say when every album they make, they plant a tree? I mean, they make an album once every 1 or 2 years. That's been about 4 trees. My dad plants more trees than that, and he hasn't released an album in years.
So do you think Gwyneth is likely to have said this?
Yeah, I probably think
I
so.
think it's true.
Yeah, I'm with you,
I sort
Leslie.
of can hear her American. I mean, they call their daughter Apple. They're quite sort of healthy people.
Well, Bachelors claim that there are no additives in cuppa soup.
That's the company that makes it, not just unmarried men. Unmarried men who rely on cuppa soup for their whole diet say, it's actually, there's no additives. Like, it's bloody healthy, actually. Knocks back the loneliness if you put whiskey in it.
Maybe you could give us some kind of conclusion as to whether you think this is true or not. This way
I don't think it's true. Do you think it's true?
No, I don't think
I
it's
don't
true.
think
We
so.
think it's a lie.
They're saying it's a lie. Lee.
I think it's true.
Think it's true?
Yeah.
Leslie?
I think it's true.
OK. True.
All saying it's true. It is true. Absolutely right. Gwyneth Paltrow would rather die than let her child eat cuppa soup. In fact, any child of Gwyneth's is more likely to be named cuppa soup than served it. The next round goes by the curiously abridged title of This Is My, in which David's team all claim to have a close association with tonight's special guest person. The task for Lee's team, should they choose to accept it, is to identify which of them is for real. So please welcome this week's special guest person, Jill. Now, David, perhaps you'd like to explain how you know Jill.
Yes, this is Jill, the hypnotherapist who cured me of my fear of balloons.
OK. Mylene, what's Jill to you?
This is my good friend Jill, and she has fitted Camilla Parker Bowles' underwear.
And finally, Jason, your relationship with Jill?
This is Jill. She's the air hostess who saved my life when I choked on a peanut once.
So there you are. A balloon therapist, if we believe David, an underwear fitter to the Royals, if we believe Mylene, or a life-saving air hostess, according to Jason.
What is the thing about a balloon which is so frightening?
Well, I'm a bit better about it now.
Thank God you're able to talk about it.
Thank you.
What,
Is it the fact that they might go bang in your face?
I'm trying to share here, and the thing that scares me about balloons is essentially that they might pop.
Yeah, but to be fair, that's not an irrational fear if it's a hot air balloon, is it?
No. But frankly, if I had a phobia about hot air balloons, I would have managed to limp through life. There's not much. Oh, it's terrible because I get to work by hot air balloon as well. And I'm just screaming the whole time. I can't, I have to put the radio on. No, it's every day party balloons. Have since I was very young scared the shit out of me because they might pop.
So did you go to parties as a kid and cry?
Yes. Yeah. And then I wouldn't go to parties as a kid, and my parties there were no balloons.
And I want to know about the peanut in the throat and the possible Heimlich. I mean, how were you saved?
Heimlich, yeah.
Oh, you've helped him out there, haven't you?
Does she look strong enough?
The Heimlich, it's not about strength and power. It's about the actual positioning of the actual right there in the diaphragm.
Are you a doctor as well now?
Yeah. All right, tell me which flight you were on.
I was flying Manchester to Gatwick, and I sat near the front. I sat near the front for that extra bit of leg room, and luckily the woman's actually sat opposite you, right? God bless her, right? And as I was sort of eating these peanuts, one of them just lodged just right in my throat, and just quick as a flash, bang, Jill was up.
Don't say bang in front of David. Scare the life out of him.
What's your association with Camilla Parker Bowles' gusset manufacturer?
This is my friend, and that's who she fits. I've got no association with Camilla, but
She doesn't
this
fit
is my
your
friend Jill.
corsets necessarily.
Has done.
Is this a common thing, having underwear fitters? Do you have an underwear fitter, Leslie?
I do, actually. They're here now.
No, you're lying.
Little Jimmy Cranky's down there working his arse off.
Do they actually sort of make to order? They go around and fit you up and...
I think knickers are quite regular, but every woman, as you know, goes up and down in their underwear, and so...
Sorry?
So I need to press you for an answer here, Lee. Is this person David's balloon shrink, Mylene's regal basque fitter, or Jason's selfless stewardess?
I think it's the stewardess. Although I think he's a barefaced liar, I just think he's telling the truth on this.
I don't believe Jason has ever allowed anything to be stuck halfway before it gets down here.
I think
He's not an idiot, he's from the north, and those peanuts are free.
Yeah.
I love the balloon thing because it's just so sweet.
I like the sweetness of it, yes.
OK, you are the team captain, Lee. You have to make a decision of some sort.
All right, then. I'm going to go with Leslie, then, and say that, bizarrely, the balloon story just might be in a crazy sort of way.
OK, you're opting for
he's
David's
too happy.
balloon shrink.
He's
Jill,
too-
perhaps you'd like to tell us who you really are?